The recent spate of gun violence has News 3 investigators asking where can you and where can you not take your gun, especially when it comes to going out to bars and restaurants here in the Hampton Roads region, as well as across Virginia.
Yeah, it's an answers investigator Zach Dahlhammer got from legal experts and from business owners in downtown Norfolk reacting to the recent mass shooting on Granby Street.
We've got a very visible spot with the big old sign out front, just a block off Brambleton's.
Baxter Simmons is the Baxter behind the well-known sports lounge on downtown Norfolk's Granby Street.
So we're right in the action downtown.
The recent mass shooting happening down the street outside other bars and restaurants still fresh on his mind. A local semi-pro football player and a reporter with the Virginian Pilot were killed.
That incident was definitely a tragedy. There's only so much that we can control, and we make our best effort just like everybody else. And it really is just unfortunate that there's a rise in that people are making those snap decisions and choosing the violence over, working through issues and things like that.
The recent gun violence has led News 3 to look into Virginia code on where you can and can't carry a firearm.
Virginia is an open carry state, and there's some exceptions to that.
Todd Stone is a criminal defense attorney based in Richmond.
There's always firearms cases, and it seems like they're getting to be more and more frequent.
We asked in terms of public spaces where you can't carry a firearm.
Generally speaking, not in church, not in court, not in school, and not in the airport.
But what about restaurants and bars?
You can carry a firearm in a restaurant, but if you're consuming alcohol, no. If someone's under the influence of alcohol and carrying a concealed weapon in a restaurant, they would lose their permit to carry a concealed weapon for 5 years, and they'd be charged with a Class 1 misdemeanor, which is punishable up to 12 months in jail.
Now, restaurants and bars are typically on private property, which means establishments have their own discretion to ban firearms entirely. Now, if you're carrying a firearm into a private establishment, that bar or restaurant has the right to ask you to leave. If you don't comply with that request, then it's considered trespassing.
Assuming it's a private entity, which it almost always is, the restaurant owner has the authority to ban someone from coming in with a firearm and to make them leave if they do come in with a firearm.
What's your policy here at your place as far as that?
Our policy is please no weapons of any type, no firearms, no knives. Just because, we do serve alcohol, and if somebody gets the urge to drink, we don't want their decisions compromised.
It seems that more and more frequently you see signs on, the windows coming into a restaurant or on the doors coming into a restaurant.
Stone believes it's best to do your homework before you carry in public, open or concealed.
I think it would be advisable for the government to get the information out to people. Guns seem to be much more prevalent now than they've ever been, and but the information about what's legal and what's not legal isn't as prevalent, it seems.
Now, Stone says there's another rule, an absolute ban on carrying a firearm with more than 20 rounds in these cities right here: Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Newport News, and Richmond. Now, we have a link where you can read more on this rule on WTKR.com. Zach Dahlhammer, News 3.